Hey there, hi there, ho there. We're good. Are we live? Hey, we're live. No, we're not. Are we? We are live, and welcome, beloved ones, to the incredible Oneness and You Oneness Talk Radio host panel. You know, this has been a day of miracles. This has been a day of magic. So much has gone on. And as you're gazing around this circle right here, I want you to first know that these incredible angels were up all night on the top of our beautiful temple of light, holding presence for the world. And, okay. And as they were holding presence for the world, what happened overnight was that in the morning today, the birth occurred. And that birth is occurring as we are here now. And in this unified field, in this presence, in this oneness moment, we are here sharing with you in this rich energy, the unified field of the expanded awareness that lifts your consciousness, that releases doubt, that transits fear, and that says yes to the full mastery that wants to come in. As a matter of fact, I have to stand because what's happening is that since we have had this energy come in today, notice your spine. Notice the energy that's been going up your spine. Notice how everything right now is saying yes to the unified presence, this beautiful Mother Ganga, this incredible, steady, very, very stunning Amazon, this masculine Amazon, came forward this morning and said, we are one. Now let us learn how to be. And so in this moment, we are learning how to be breath by breath, minute by minute. And that's why after 15 years on the air, my beloved husband and I finally said enough and said we have to put our resources into founding a radio station where those who are ready to be would want to have their voice heard, where we are one voice worldwide, where we all have the right to be heard. And that is how Oneness Talk Radio was birthed, was through our sacred intention to say, you know, why not run a radio station as a nonprofit? Like, we're kind of like the PBS of the spiritual world is really what describes Oneness Talk Radio. It really does.
You know, and it's been a delight to look at how no matter which host you visit, what show you visit, you're going to receive a message that's positive, that's going to expand your heart, perhaps expand your knowledge, and leave you feeling better than when you showed up.
Yeah. You know, and that in this world right now where everything feels so chaotic, how perfect that in this evening, as we're culminating here in South America and over in Asia, they're starting to go into that third Trinity day, that as we are coming into this rising Kundalini moment, as this beautiful flow, this dance is igniting, this is the moment to really say yes to oneness. It is about the oneness and you and the all. It is a moment where we have been called, we have each been tapped on the shoulder. The planet herself is moving into her self-ascended state. And in order for any being to anchor in their self-ascended presence, they must stabilize the frequencies that seek to keep us attached, distracted, and disempowered. Detached, distracted, disempowered. Any ism detaches you because you lose your own power immediately. You are taught that you are not worthy to even understand who you are. And then somewhere along the line, you start believing that. Then we start self-creating that. And the gift of the ism is that if you keep working with it, you will eventually, especially with sincerity, love, and presence, you will eventually break through. And when you break through, you will have the opportunity to see the value of what got you there. This is that moment. Can we see the value of what has gotten us here rather than keep fighting it? Let's learn from it. Let's step forward.
The value of what's got you here means you've transcended victimhood. When we can look at our lives and go, oh, I'm so grateful that happened. Yeah, it hurt, and I'm grateful it happened. When we can do that, we're out of the victim triangle, and we're in that place of gratitude, that place of being able to mentor others from clarity, to be a teacher, to support the world, as opposed to cycling around looking for the next problem to Velcro its way into our comfort zone, creating a comfort zone of discomfort.
There it is. So welcome, beloved ones, to this fun moment, to this moment of illumination and inspiration. We're going to offer the microphone right over here and have each one of our amazing panelists introduce themselves, the name of their show, the time their show is on, and then we're going to jump right into this panel. So Shri and I are going to have a seat, and I'm going to...
You got the right.
We do, so I'm just going to start right here. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Sahara Exodus, and I'm so happy to be here. It's a wonderful day. It's a glorious day, having this sacred oneness that you talked about, both of you, Kira and Shri. My show is called Uplift Your Heart, the 4 Pathways to Fulfillment, and it's coming soon.
Namaste, beloved ones. I am Masha Sigurdsson, and my show is Messages of Light with Masha Sigurdsson, and some of you might know my spiritual name, which is Kyla Rana, and my show designed to support you to lift forward in your own spiritual journey. It's 6 p.m. Central Time every Saturday.
And it's in Russian and English, correct?
Yes, I'm doing both languages, and it's a lot of fun for me to kind of go back and forth.
Hi. Namaste, everyone out there. Sending you lots of love and light. My name is Donna, and I am the host of Insightful Conversations with Donna that premieres every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific. Please join me for receiving some light and love. Thank you.
Beautiful. Greetings and blessings, beloveds from all over the universe tuning into our show today. My name is Zadok Ra Osiris, and my show is Conclaves with the Stars, and it shows live the first Wednesday of every month at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard USA time, and we will be so joyous to receive you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jerry Habstreet, and my show is Light, Laughter, and Lattes, and it airs live every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And thank you so much for being here.
Namaste, everyone, and thank you so much for sharing this precious moment, and thanks for all of you for this beautiful gift. My name is India Ananda, and my show is The World of Ascension. It is a place where we make the whole journey relatable and fun, and we can walk through even the hardest stuff, smiling and holding each other's hearts. And the show airs live every Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific, and the first Thursday of every month. It is in Hungarian as well.
Hello, and thank you all. It's amazing to be a part of this Oneness panel. I'm Jess Juntinen, and my show is Soul Fusion Cafe. It's every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific. That's 12 Eastern if you want to have lunch with me. And it's all about radiant wellness and soul-forward living. So thank you.
Thank you, Jess. I'm going to let you hold on to that microphone. Just turn it off. So your button's going to slide. There you go. Just hold on to that, because we're going to dive into your questions right now, along with those that I know you already are having in the back of your mind. I also want to remind you that we're broadcasting over at 2 different YouTube channels, Official Shri and Kira, and also over at onenesstalkradio.com. If you have a question for our panel about the oneness of this moment, what's happening in this moment, this divine, feminine, profound energy, this ascension presence, put it in the comments, and Sue, our beloved Sue, is over there monitoring the comments at YouTube. So, all right, everyone. Shri, do you want to head this off, or would you like me to?
Go for it.
All right, so...
I just like the mic.
Oh, okay, you want to hold the mic? Here, this gives me a reason to do this. All right, I like this. This is good.
This is licorice ice cream.
No,
Here you
it's
go.
not. Ew.
Yum.
I'm smelling that now. Like, I'm really smelling that. Okay.
She's very suggestible.
I I married you. Right? That's what happened there. All right. Well, you know, I'm gazing at this beautiful panel, and I do want to share that after the few years that Sri and I have had the honor of really keeping Oneness Talk Radio on the air and the audience expanding so much, it is because of you and your presence and who you each are and the embodiment of Together We Are Better. No way. Oh, that's Sue. Okay. Well, hey guys, I guess that was our cue. So here's where I want to go with this. Oneness Talk Radio and you. This moment right now, the divine feminine meets and is partnered with this empowered masculine. Why is this a power-filled moment? Why is this a powerful moment? Yes, Jess, please.
I really think this is the moment that so many of us have been waiting for, and it is very powerful because, you know, I know that as a woman and the young girl that I was really wanting to have role models like this in my life and to have a place like this where I could be and experience the sharings of other beings that have truly walked the path, you know, and this is such a powerful moment. This is the eagle and condor coming back, and to be here broadcasting live from Ecuador is a miracle. So many of us journeyed here. It's a miracle that we really are here, and that makes it absolutely extra powerful. So, yeah, thank you.
Who else would like to share? Anyone? Yes, go ahead. And then you can pass it when you're done. It's on.
Just checking. This is extremely powerful time because together we are better. Together we come in as one to create with positive upliftment movement and assist the anchoring of the energy in this planet. And I know we need each other to balance and expand, like feminine and masculine. We're all coming together in this moment, because we agreed to that very, very long time ago.
Thank you. And Sahara, thank you.
So we've waited for 26,000 years for this cycle to be completed, the precession of the equinoxes. And it's a real honor to celebrate today, well, for 2 days now, it seems. And we were with the Kenyari on the mountain, and I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience. So we were taking medicines, and there was liquid medicines, but there was the medicine of the air and the medicine of the water and the medicine of all the people and the sun and the moon. And so what I experienced is that the inner world and the outer world were dancing together, and it was showing up with the earth and with the sky. And after a while, we became a union. We united our hearts, and there was great, great healing. The Kenyari women were honored for the first time, and they cried, and the men cried, and we ended up, instead of staying up till 8 in the morning, we were there till about 11:30. So we needed all those extra hours because the women did prayers about what they really, really felt throughout their life that they've held in. And it was in such great detail because the men experienced a kind of love that they were so touched, they prepared their whole life, perhaps many, many generations, to get to this point. And because of that, they were so in love with the idea of it all, but then it ignited the women in reality. And so that just took off to a whole level that was really unimaginable. So at the end, I had to hug just about every Kenyari, and then certain ones I literally put my hands on their feet because I would not have experienced the healing that I received, which is part of the whole group, and I really felt that they needed to be honored as the regal divine beings that they are. And it was such an honor to experience this with all of you and everyone in the audience. We all were medicine together, and as you say, the saying at Oneness Talk Radio, together we are better. And
Well, that's amazing. I want us all, look at how radiant you are right now, Sahara. And you're just even glowing, sharing. This is oneness. You know, the oneness experience
yes.
is what you're sharing. It's that moment where the healing is so exquisite and so total, and the pop so profound that the glow appears. And as I gaze around this entire experience here, everyone's glowing. You know, it's just a truly glow-filled moment. So thank you for shepherding that and sharing it with all of us right now, because that is the power of the WWA Global, is it not?
Yes.
That these Kenyari, the first time in 2,500 years, they're in their own temple, and what are they doing? They're honoring the women. They're honoring the women.
And that actually is an evolutionary manifestation, because the indigenous have been very much patriarchal historically.
When we first met them, it was they did not want to accept me in the role. I had to sit next to Shri.
Wow.
And what's been happening as we have been interfacing with them is that they have expanded their paradigm by trusting their hearts more than they trust the dogma.
We had to come, all of us. You do realize that we are the igniters of the Kenyari for this round.
They honored you both many times.
We honor them.
It was very humbling, and it was also very honoring. So it really was about that sacred balance between getting down on your knees and standing up with the regal goddess God that you are, and to hold that sacred spiral space within, that we all are becoming whole and one, and sharing that medicine with others, because it's life altering. We did this for the world,
and you're all doing it with us. You know, the ones that were here in person are the surrogates. All of you that are tuning in, and we're time stamping this whenever you would be tuning into this video, as are you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Who else would like to share?
All right, please, all right. Be next. Go ahead.
It is on.
As are you.
And as are you, because that's why the moment is so powerful, because this is your time. This is the time, as the beautiful shaman said, who was leading the group, that the medicine group last night, that there will come a time, which is now, that we're creating, when there's no one higher or above the other. We're all one, and we love one another, and we're family, and we take care of one another. And these lineage holders, like the Mayans and others around the country, the Tibetans, who share from their heart and from their love, it's because of the familia, the family, the earth family. And you are the earth family. And this is the time when the lion shall lie with the lamb, and the little children will lead them, and we shall war no more. This is that time. That was my experience.
Oh. I hope you're all feeling what I have the joy of feeling, what we're all feeling. You all feel that right here? Thank you. I think in this little emanation, we're all here. I'm seeing all the smiles around here. So thank you for sharing that. So please.
Thank you so much. Wow. After all these sharings, I really feel like we're back. Like the journey hasn't ended yet. And we're all there together. And, you know, we've already mentioned that this is a special time for so many reasons. And I know we've all felt it growing up, that there was that something we were waiting for. There was that something we needed to do. And I felt it so clearly that this is the moment to do that. And first we have to meet ourselves. We have to take a look at ourselves and face ourselves, and then start meeting each other from that space. And I felt such love and connection, and I'm still humbled, and honestly I'm still processing with the Kenyari, the connectedness, the humble power, and truly how they shared the love and the confessions they made to each other. It's beyond words. So yeah, we all cried. Like it was just one heart. And that's what they said, and that's what their message was, that we're one heart, that we're all one, that we're all together. And this is really the time to remember that. And this is what we've all been waiting for. I know that deep down in our hearts. So it's time to just let go of everything that would seek to stop us from that, because that is not the truth, and meet each other again. So thank you very much.
So that leads me to a question. So in this polarized world, how do we lead back to love? How do we get there? What do we need to do? How do we lead this world back to a love-based experience? Who'd like to jump in first?
Starting by example.
Okay.
Just quick, leading by example. We have such power. We're just talking, even reaching over the planet, whether it's social media or in person, but really daring to own that love, not just talk about it. And I think that's a very powerful step.
I think it starts with opening the heart to. I think it's all right there, and that's the piece of the divine feminine coming in, is that heart opening and that nurturing energy that's so needed everywhere. It's needed with our children, that's needed in the masculine energy, more of that, and I think that's part of a key to all that.
So let me ask you, because I've had the blessing of being with Alexander and the beautiful Kanyari last evening. Did you discover that heart energy? Did you notice that heart energy was present?
Yeah, absolutely. So Alexander had been doing ceremonies, but he's done them without his wife and without his sister. It's just been the men that have done these ceremonies. So for the first time ever, he invited his wife and he invited his sister, and they sat behind him most of the time, and he honored them several times and passed the cigar and gave them opportunity every time they could to speak. And they did lots of devotions, lots of really personal, deep, heart-opening stuff with their families and their brothers, that you could tell that this is the first time they've ever done this, that they'd even opened up at that level before. And so it was really profound. And then they shared these really personal gifts. It felt like almost like a Christmas, that they were had brought all these sacred gifts that they were handing out to everyone. I don't know, we were just like a witness to this very personal, it was all about the heart, and water too. It was very much about water as well.
Love it. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I believe, and I just want to add to what these beautiful beings have been sharing, I believe that to bring more love into this world starts with us. We need to first learn to love ourselves more and accept ourselves and release the dogma, release the I call them boxes that society has tried to put us in, the restrictions, the conditions of how we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to interact with other people. And if somebody is from a different country, or if they have different colored skin, or they're a different sex, that somehow that makes them less than or makes us less than, which is wrong. We are all love, and we are all one heart, and we are all one amazing being together. Together we are better. And it begins with you. It begins with me. It begins with each one of us taking that responsibility and that ownership of our true heart, which is connected with everybody else in the whole world, universe. And so that was my experience. The other thing that I noticed was, it reminded me they are just like us. You know, they have the single moms that need the men in the village to step up and help them raise their kids, just like we do. And it was so beautiful when they were sharing, and it was extremely beautiful to watch him honor his wife and tell her he was going to be a better husband and kinder to her, which is so profound and amazing. And that's what we need. We need everyone to be kinder. It takes nothing to be kind. Just be kind, be love, and welcome everyone, because everyone has value. Everyone has something to offer. You matter. And we want to hear from you. We want to know who you are, because you matter. And I am so deeply honored to be amongst these amazing souls. Thank you so much, Sri and Kira, for creating this incredible place. I'm truly honored. Thank you.
As are we. Thank you, sweetheart. Who would like to share next? Anyone?
I would, but I forgot the question.
Why don't you just share? I think there's this spontaneous master showing up in the moment, so I want to hear the spontaneous master.
Then this is it. This is
Okay.
something for all of us to join in. And you can vocally, here in the room and out there in your own home, just for a few moments, as you were saying, as we were saying. We are one in the spirit, we are one in the love, and they'll know we're Goddess's children by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we're God's children by our love.
So, yeah.
Om Takwiyasana. All my relations.
So everybody just take a breath and recognize when we let go of our resistance, we discover that we're full. When we let go of our fear, we discover our empowerment. When we let go of hesitancy, we discover that we are courageous. Love, acceptance, power, courage are natural states of being that arise from an open heart. I remember as a young boy being afraid of everything and everyone. Constant anxiety. Was I going to be judged? Was I going to be criticized? Am I good enough? Do I belong? Where do I fit in? Oh my goodness. They're going to call on me in school. Do I have the answer? Is it good enough answer? You know this story, right? Have you had any of those tapes run through your head? Those tapes are there for you to use as the gymnasium of your empowerment. That is, they are the resistance through which we walk. And when we walk through those resistant patterns, we discover that we've been safe and beautiful all along. But until you just simply say, enough is enough, I choose love. Enough is enough, I trust myself. Enough is enough, I trust the universe to provide for me. I am safe. A simple shift in perspective, and all of a sudden, every one of us is like a flower blooming. This is the earth that we are co-creating. Flowers blooming, an empowered tapestry of loving beings, each with a story, each with gifts, and each with a voice that can bring harmony to our soul.
You know, I feel compelled to jump in right now with the Ascended Masters because they're just so visibly present and just so incredibly here. And as we come together right now, especially in this extraordinary moment, there's no greater gift of oneness than to have the experience of it. So in this moment, earlier today, when Sharon Rose was on during the women's section, we were talking about the infinite Sa. And we were talking about the living Ankh, right? So we all know the living Ankh. Shri, you want to hold the microphone for me? So we all know that we can ignite the living Ankh, right? When we stand with our feet right there, shoulders, and we have our arms out, we become the energy of eternal life. And when we pull up those white and gold energies, when we spiral all the way up through our spine, when we open up and receive the emerald ray of light, we become ever infused as the infinite Sa presence. The Ave Sa is the energy that says yes to you. It is the energy that says, I am here, I am ready, I am open. And as you are guided, you guide. It is the ever-refining spiral of your mastery presence. And when we say yes and bring that fully into our body, then the Ascended Masters stand with us and direct us. And it doesn't mean that you have to have a full body experience, but what it does offer is an opportunity for you to say no to the doubt, no to the fear, no to the hesitancy, no to the distraction. First, second, third chakras, unless they can be stable as peace, love, and joy, the ascended heart cannot ignite. And in this moment of ignition right now, all of these, I mean, look at this beautiful group right here, right? All of these beautiful beings are here on the other side of the camera, all of you. We are here right now because the universe tapped on your shoulder and said, hey, everything up till now has been fun, but Groundhog Day did appear, okay? Only you're awake, it's the last round, right? You're getting up and you're going bing, 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 bing. That's why you're meeting people you're meeting right now. That's why connections are coming back together. That's why the concentric dimensionality has come in to be able to give us an opportunity to stop a potentiality that right now is tipping over the 50% mark. We've done this before. We've done this before, and you know that. They know it. They know it. We've done this before. And some of the times we were not real happy with how it ended. But the more we can quickly come into harmony with that knowing, rather than just fight its mere existence, think about how much we could accomplish if you weren't doubting what you already know is true. Seriously, if you just took everything out, if you took doubt out of the equation and went, wait a minute, I know that's right. I know that's right. Wait a minute, I know that's right. That's the mastery presence in form. That is the yoga of self-ascension. It is that moment where the body has aligned with the mastery presence and the two dance so that the one can be supported. You are that one the moment you let go of resisting the gift of you. So let's breathe in that oneness expression and feel the ignition of our own living Ankh presence. And let's just really breathe that in, because tomorrow we awaken. Today was rebirthing. Tonight, in just a few hours, this beautiful group is going back up the mountain to get into the hot Temescal, the stones that are already heating, the sacred stones, where they will once again be holding for all of us. And when they come out at 1 a.m., and then stand in that Panchamanka at 9 a.m., the awakening comes forward. Today is the day of the rebirth, and tomorrow is the day everything illuminates. So breathe in that energy right now. And notice what you're noticing. Just notice what you're noticing. Lift beyond your thoughts. Lift beyond your thoughts right now. Notice what you're noticing. Everyone here on the panel has been saying it. You got to love yourself enough with the responsibility to look in the mirror and go, wow, look what I created. Wow. Not to judge it, just wow it. And then when you love yourself enough with enough compassion, that's what pops you into anchoring your fifth dimensional presence. And the more you can hold that, the more stable that becomes, the judgments relax, and that's when you stand and arise in your seventh dimensional presence. That's when all the screens open, and that is the moment before us. That is the moment where we are able to see the smile of what's happening, where the distraction has no more power, and where the smile of the universe is the law of instantaneous manifestation as your breath. Every moment we're alive right now, we are expanding in consciousness further than we have ever gone before. I mean, right here we have a master in form sitting on our panel. We are so blessed to be at this moment where the masters are able to come forward and be seated at the wise council of the elders. And the wise council of the elders is not saying that your linear age is elder. There are many wise elders sitting in very young bodies of form. But the wise councils are rising. And that is, at the end of the day, what Oneness Talk Radio offers you. It offers you a voice to be part of the Oneness Council. And it means that your voice gets heard. And so let's take a moment and just hear a few more things from each one of our wonderful hosts. Shri, is there anything you would like to share?
Yeah, in just a moment.
Okay.
Anything you want to share? Anything further? No? Okay. Well, the one thing that was in my heart as my beloved Kira was speaking is important to remember that you can do this. Doubt is a weapon of separation. Doubt is a weapon that has kept civilization disempowered for eons. And we are on a grand cycle right now, and we are at the opening of that ascension cycle. We are at the apex moment. And whenever there is a great opportunity for many beings, there's also great fear. You know, the Chinese symbol, opportunity and crisis, are represented by the same thing, because opportunity means we must let go of the way we think it ought to be and seize the expansion. And crisis is, oh my God, I got to let go of the way it used to be. You know? And so, beloved ones, oneness is about looking beyond the particular and seeing the fabric that connects all. How many colors are in your crayon box? Lots of colors, and they all contribute to the tapestry of the oneness. And so it is with humanity, and so it is with all creation. Lots of crayons in this box. And this box is meant to be a creative explosion of loving presence. A creative explosion of loving presence. And that means that you count. And that, have no doubt, it's a miracle you took birth. Let's just take that one in for a second. It's a miracle that you're here. And that miracle means that you are carrying something important. And it's time to just let it shine and discover what it is. You may not know yet the fullness of the gift you're here to share. But as you trust your life and trust the divine energy coursing through you, it'll be revealed, and you will benefit, as we will in the witnessing.
So let's take in a breath. Let's relax that out. And I'm going to check in over there with Sue. Sue, I need two things from you, both the time and if we have any questions waiting over there in the chat.
I'll give you the time.
Okay, there we are. I've got the time. And do we have any questions? Okay, thank you. All right, well, even better. Then what we're going to do is in this moment remind you that if you do want to ask us a question here on the panel about oneness, or a question you have about the energy of this moment, please put it in the chat where Sue is monitoring over at, which YouTube are you at, honey? At the Oneness Talk Radio. She can't get in. I think she's having a hard time. Okay. So Sue will be in there shortly. So I bet you already have a question in there. I bet we're going to find it when we get in there. So until we get in there right now, I want to invite each one of us to bring our hands to our heart. And I want to ask each one of you a question. Each one of you has been working in this field of incredible ascended presence. Your personal journeys, your personal stories, your challenges, your tribulations, your successes, your mastery presence. How do you keep yourself going during these times? How does that work for you? So we're going to start right here with the one who gave me breath. And we're just going to go right around.
Okay. When it got really tough, probably 2019, I think we all had a hard year then. But when I would go into the supermarket or anywhere and I would look into the eyes of little babies or little kids and think they can see what's going on, they know exactly what's going on, and they're still choosing to come here. And so if they're choosing to come here, then I need to be here for them. And so I need to keep going so that I can be a present for them. And that's not the only thing. There's lots of things that keep me going, but that's just my friendly reminder that I would get every day as I would see them.
Thank you. India.
Wow. I guess apart from what we've already been mentioned here, loving ourselves, which is, I think, a hug that you always share, and thank you for that, because it has become one of my favorite tools, wrapping my own arms around me and just hugging it out, because sometimes we need that. And having those conversations in the mirror, right? Telling myself, I love you, you can do this, until I notice the emotional reaction. Again, a beautiful thing that we've learned here. And I think people may relate with that. I have this belief in love, and I think we all do deep down, that there's more to it. That's why we are the ones who have to be here and do whatever gift we have to offer, because we just know that there's that love. We can see it in each other. We can see it in the babies, right? It's there. You can see it, and I always felt like there has to be more. So I guess that survival energy.
Yeah, for me, there's a lot of things too, and definitely what's been shared here. And I know at the end of the day, there's days sometimes we're like, what am I even doing here anymore, right? It happens sometimes, but it's you, it's like everybody here. If I don't keep standing up and doing what I'm doing, what did I come here for? I remember that. I remind myself there's a value in what I came here to share. There's a value in what each of us came here to share. And if I'm not doing that, what else would I be doing? And, for my own children too, that absolutely, at the end of the day, always, always keeps me going. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, please, Sahara.
So, my favorite thing, and it's kind of different than everyone else's, is I have a lot of Scorpio in my natal chart. So I like to dive right in and go right to the pits of the bottom. And so I will cry, rage, feel the depth of despair, and literally just clean it right out through the emotional body. So in my world, the emotional body heals the emotional body, the spiritual body heals the spiritual body, the mental body heals the mental body, and the physical heals the physical. So I guess that's where my bravery is to face those inner demons. And it's just been a long, long journey to finally heal my heart, and it's been so worth it. I don't have that kind of fear that I had before about those old wounds. And so that's really delicious to my heart, but what makes me extra happy is shamanism. So whether it's enjoying sacred plant medicine or singing, dancing, drumming, getting into the 4 sacred elements, or the 5 if you include music, it's such medicine for my soul, my body, and it just heals me. So I guess that's an act of self-love, is to make time for that. And it may just be, if I'm busy, I might just light some incense in my bathroom, but I'll take a moment and a pause, and I'll let go of time and space, and I'll just take that smoke in, and I'll honor it, have a glass of water, I'll honor that. I'll go outside, get some sun, I'll honor that. I'll take my shoes off and be on Pachamama, Mother Earth, and I'll honor that. And I feel these energies. And so I'm part of the one through these energies, and that's the medicine that I need. And then the inner child heals, and then we get to play and be goofy and be colorful and not worry about anything, because it's just being present in the moment. So I encourage everyone to explore that, because it doesn't matter how old we get, that inner child still lives in our heart. So I love you all.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you
We
for
love you
this
too.
moment.
Thank you.
Wow, what a beautiful share, and thank you so much. My personal way to dealing with that, and I dealing with that sometimes, let's just say that. So, first, I know it's temporarily, period. It's not constant, it's not written in the stone, it's fluid, it's temporarily. So my second step, and it's very, very important for me, I have to shift my intention and attention from myself. Because if I feel not worthy, whatever it is, it's poor me. The second I shift it from poor me to something beautiful around me, it can be sky, it can be wonderful book, cup of tea, whatever. Shift my intention. And after that, I remind myself of my divine nature. I remember who am I and why I'm here, and I already start feeling better, and after that I tell, okay, do I need to do something about that situation, or just smile through it? So this is my way to process it, and it's been working for me. So anytime you feel down, make sure you shift attention and intention from yourself to something bigger than you, something meaningful to you, and I guarantee it's work. I love you so much.
Thank you. That was beautiful. both of you beautiful ladies. I'm honored to be next to you. And so how I keep going is knowing that and this is what I believe that everyone was meant for a purpose, and we all have something to share. My suffering, my traumas that I went through growing up as a child, and then continuing that victim consciousness and being addicted to the pain of being abused, that's what I was taught, and I continued that until I learned that I deserve better, and you deserve better if you are in that. And that's what keeps me going, is together we are better. And by sharing my traumas and how I got through it, sharing my experiences, I know is a blueprint for someone else, and give someone else hope of, if she made it through an abusive household and being put through an exorcism and all of the traumas that I went through as a child, you can, whatever you're faced with. Watch one of our shows, join in, call in to Sri and Kara. There's a community out here that loves you and wants to support you, and that's what keeps me going, is I know there are people I'm supposed to help. And I am love, and you are love, and you are loved, and I want to help. That's my heart. So that's what keeps me going, is all of you. Thank you.
What a wonderful sharing from everyone, beloveds. Of course, you had it. And I would like to say that I can recall very easily in 1980 in the Yucatan, that I was awarded my divine mission and full awakening of the being that I was, that I had come from an interplanetary council to assist on the earth of a group of beings who were star seeds or cosmic wanderers or cosmic ambassadors from other planets. And I was told at that time, as I was sitting in council with the beings of light at the foot of the pyramids, that I was chosen because I never gave up, and I would not give up. No matter what they threw against me or tried to stop the mission, I don't fail. I don't give up. Of course, the reason for that is because the Father within me does the work, and I know that, and the Holy Mother within me also. We are balanced beings of light. We have the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and we raise that up. And I don't say that to say, well, look at me, look at all my feathers. I say that so that you realize that that is the quality that we must all begin to exhibit during this time and age to be able to fulfill our missions on earth, is to not give up and to rise up no matter what force seems to come against you. You are the light, and you have the light and the support of the ascended masters and the beings of light, the interplanetary council, federation of planets that are ascended and helping this planet. And then finally, in closing that statement, that I had one more thing to say, but I have forgotten it, and so I'm not going to try to find it. I think I said enough.
I hope you're as in love as I am.
Were we doing more?
We're done.
Oh, whoa.
We are complete.
I was just trying to be the helpful mic passer.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Well, I'll just offer a couple of more words because my heart is expanding, and I feel the presence of a great body of support here. And I hope that you all do as well. That we are all in this together. And I first began to have an inkling of what that meant some years ago when I was fascinated with Buckminster Fuller and the Bucky, the geodesic domes, and spaceship Earth. And the moment, that we began to get photographs of Earth from space, 1969, when, President Kennedy's support of that mission, and the astronauts sent us pictures of Earth, and all of a sudden, I think for many beings, our world changed. all of a sudden we're not so separate anymore. We are living on spaceship Earth, which is a tiny little speck, a tiny little globe in the universe. And sometimes we just can't see the forest for the trees, yeah? And when we begin to step back from the trees and take in the forest, using that metaphor, we begin to appreciate how interconnected everything is. And when we step back just a little further, we begin to get a healthier perspective that maybe our problems aren't that big. Maybe my little life does not need to overwhelm me because I'm part of something, not the only thing. And when we begin to cultivate these perspectives, we liberate our consciousness. Because the limitations in consciousness are based upon taking a position rather than allowing all to be revealed. When we take a position, we've all of a sudden created a right and a wrong and a left and a right and a higher and a lower, and let's all argue. When we release positionality and see the connectivity, what we're doing is creating the fabric of bliss. Connectivity is the future of all good things. Connectivity is our nature. We are inseparable from each other and from this universe. And you are, as I am, an eternal being of light. And we honor you. And we respect you. And no matter where you are on your journey, and no matter who you think you are, it's all good. It's fine. It's great. We all have our pathway. And I'm just enjoying holding the mic and saying, I love you. I love you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that to whatever extent that you can say yes to your life and yes to all life, yes, this is good. Namaste, beloveds.
I want to say one quick thing, because I came out of the dimension I was in and I remembered what I wanted to say to you. And so and it is so important that I must say it. The other thing that keeps me going is the love of my beloved twin flame, who, though no longer with me on this physical realm, is up on planet Venus, and she was last night with us when appeared in the sky and helped. But her love is so supreme and so divine that as she was passing to the other dimension, she would say, I will always love you. I will always be with you. I love you. And her love is so supreme that I can tune into her love from Venus, and there she is helping in every way. So I have an angel. And you know what? We all have angels, and we just must acknowledge them.
Thank you for returning from that dimension.
That was Sri brought me back.
He did. The concentric dimensionality is converging with us right here, right now. And I want to invite one more question to our panel and invite all of you to offer us your perspective on that. And that question is that if anyone was to ask you in this moment how you feel polarity could be balanced, how would you respond? What can we do to balance the polarity? What can we do to balance the polarity on the planet?
Up. I can jump in. So it's memory. We're remembering. We are one family. And last night was incredible because we was sitting in the circle as one cosmic family. It was no separation. It was zero separation. And we've been offering a beautiful gift of water, and we've been told it's water from the stars. It's astral water, right? This is what he said. And star water, yeah, we are one large family. So it's no separations, it's all illusion.
So Masha, I want to jump in because you have a unique perspective on this. I mean, you grew up in a very different Russia. And so you were born in Moscow. You were in Moscow,
Moscow.
right? And then at a very young age, brought into the Bolshoi and all of that happened. And so there was you witnessed a lot of polarity, and yet you're now one of the most buoyant, happy, consistently centered beings I know. How did you walk through that incredible journey?
You know, it's very interesting. I've been receiving a lot of help from different directions. Like in school, please forgive for long sharing, I've been so different. So children was sensing it, and they was almost like bullying me, and I wasn't feel very happy. So in age 14, I started searching for answers, and it was no answers around me. And the book appeared, and the book was a yoga book by yogin master, and I started to do yoga by myself, and it was little bit of philosophy yoga, little bit, and I started reading about that, and this is what's walked me through. And how the book appeared was miracle, because yoga was prohibited in Soviet Union. so this is what I mean. I always receive support beyond what's in the front of me, and I know it.
So this sounds like steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and
Complete
complete trust,
trust.
right? Which is that framework of support. All right. Who's next? Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I believe how we can help with polarity is to begin with forgiveness, and that begins with forgiving ourselves and letting go of those expectations, those unrealistic expectations of being perfect, of fitting into someone else's rules and expectations for who we are, and just trust ourselves, trust the process, trust the divine, trust the experience that we're having, trust that magical, amazing, beautiful beings come into your existence, and you get amazing connections and amazing experiences as a result. And that is joining together. There is no polarity here. And that is beautiful ease of living. Thank you.
I was going to say when you first spoke that there is no polarity. I don't see polarity. I only see love. If it's not love, I don't see it. I don't understand it. It's not in my aura. So I only react with love and send out love recently. But to be honest, as to the answer to the rest of the question, I will ask you again. Would you mind repeating the question, please?
About resolving polarity.
So that was it. I thought that was it. That's it. That's how you resolve polarity, is you go to the yin-yang and you realize rather than polarity, they're just holy, divine, sacred, different sides of each other. Doesn't need to be negative or positive, just different. And we accept it in the flow, and we love it, and we move on.
Thank you. All right, Jerry.
And my first thought was similar to yours. First, you just have to pull yourself out of it. You have to change your focus from the polarity in the world and what's going on, and focus on the things that you love. Focus on your joy. Focus on the things that you want to be around and be a part of, and don't put your attention there. And the other piece of that is to I don't remember what I was going to say. but more or less to pull yourself, let go of the addiction to the drama. That was the other piece. and that takes some work. That takes a lot of work. It took me a long time to do that myself, even after dropping TV for 10 years and completely staying away from. There's still pieces of me that were addicted to that. So I think that's a key too as well.
Well, one of the things I would say is it's two parts of two sides, in a way, of the same coin. One is understanding that we are each on our own journey, and everybody has their story. Every single one of us, just like we feel the way we feel, and we feel the word doesn't understand, right? That's their story, the victim aspect. But we all have that. We all have stories, and we are all one at the core. And I think in this age, choosing ignorance is a choice in the sense that we can educate ourselves. Throughout this lockdown, I think we had a little bit more time for things that we might not have before. And I discovered that I had myself some triggers coming up, and I decided to get on a quest and just read about that side that feels so different for me, whether it's whatever an opinion, it doesn't matter what a belief system, that just I noticed it triggered me. And no matter what it was about, you can always, and I'm not inviting everyone to like keep digging yourself into that, because let's just not do that, right? But being there and reading about it, you'll always find the common ground. You'll always find that moment that says, you know what, I do get it. I can resonate with that. And when we focus on that we do get it instead of what triggers us, and then just go back to our own heart and own our journey, then that's what I would share. Thank you.
3 things: sincerity, love, and presence will always lift us out. Sincerity, love, and presence, and dropping the victim consciousness 100%, because that's where polarity thrives. And when we can say, I'm not a victim of my life, I'm grateful for every experience and everything that got me here, that's when we become the healer. So that's what I have to share. Thank you.
So I kind of dance to a slightly different tune, and I think that's wonderful that we all have our own gifts. I see that the outer world is a reflection of the inner world, and every little thing matters. Everything is speaking to us constantly. You can notice a sign, like when you say something and you hear a bang outside, it's like that's the divine saying something. And there are messages about our shadow, and there's messages about our light. And when I was on the mountain today, I saw the map. And there's a beautiful stone with a map, and there was 3 of us trying to analyze this map. And so there was this big, giant snake, and it reminded me of the darkness that's trying to take over the world. And yet it came down into a kundalini activation. So it reminded me of the snake eating its tail. And so this has been my greatest passion on my journey, is to heal duality and to not just do it for myself, but for the world. So today it's been such an honor. It's like a living miracle to experience this. And I can't stress enough how much last night the inner and the outer world were constantly speaking to me that I noticed. I'm like, did you see that? Did you see that? But so the way I see it is that with the outer world and the inner world communicating, I'm in a body, and my body I call a beast, okay? And inside of me I call a beauty. So beauty is the energy, it's unmanifested. And so I have to learn to love my beast, and there's different aspects to that. It's the lower part of who I am, but a nice word for the beast is an animal. I'm an animal. I'm a spiritual being having a physical experience. And so I believe that shadow work is really, really important. If we could look at our pain, our suffering, our lack, or whatever the issue is, and learn to love it, rather than reject it. I rejected it for a part of my life, and I had all kinds of distractions. I did it in the most shadow aspect and in the most light, and both ways were distractions for me. And I had to learn to understand, why does this type of person keep showing up in my life and irritating me? And then I would judge them. But when one finger points back, there are 3 fingers pointing in. So taking self-responsibility is so key. And then seeing how it shows up in my body. If my body's really big, and I've had tons of weight before, it's because I didn't want to feel anything. I couldn't release anything. If my body's in pain, it's showing me that there's some kind of lack of self-love. So this is things that I've learned on my journey, and I'm a work in progress. But I recently had a profound healing experience where there was one memory from my childhood, and there was some holes in my heart, and I just sent love to those holes. And I reprogrammed that memory. And since then, I haven't had any pain. And it's a miracle. I used to have to do things like do a special meditation or prayer to get rid of that pain. But now it's gone. So I encourage you to listen to everything that's going on, and that everything is a divine message. And it's like that snake, that physical snake, connecting into this energetic snake, the snake eating the tail. We are the beauty and the beast within and without. And when we embrace it, we could die, and then we could be reborn into the phoenix. And
There
now
it
we're
is.
the phoenix rising.
This weekend, right?
Yeah,
This is-
right
this
now.
is the
What's
Phoenix.
happening.
This is it.
There it is. Thank you. Thank you.
So, beloved ones, we are really, our hearts are full in sharing with you, and we trust that you have been touched in a variety of ways, I hope in a good way. And one of the things I want to remind you is that as we reclaim our mastery, seeing the oneness becomes automatic. The two are connected. See the oneness and reclaim your mastery. Polarity exists in the world, but it's the attachment to the polarity that creates the wounds. Having variety is a good thing. Being attached creates pain. And there comes a point where we say, enough pain.
Right?
Enough pain. I choose a different way of being, a different way of looking. And we hope that you will choose to tune into Oneness Talk Radio regularly, because all of these folks, and there are more, are here to share their heart, their wisdom, and their truth with you regularly.
Well, and if you have our app, Spiritual Mastery with Sri and Kira, either at Android or Apple, then you already have a Oneness Talk Radio player right there on your app. So check it out on your phone if you've got the app right there, Oneness Talk Radio, streaming 24/7. With a portal of positivity. Go have fun. And beloved ones, tomorrow morning, please make a note. At 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, we are going to continue this journey of awakening with our Kanyari brethren, who will be dancing and singing for us as we open at 10 o'clock. We are going to have the blessing of speaking with Alexander, who will be sharing with us the messages that he was receiving from the mountain throughout last night's ceremony that will continue at the Temescal ceremony this evening. And we are going to be hearing from our beloved Master Zadok Osiris, who will be here as well. It is a moment of awakening. It is a moment of illumination. And in the oneness, we sincerely flourish. So may your evening be beautiful. Anything you'd like to share, Sri?
We love you. See you soon.
We love you.